What's up, everybody? This is Jerid from Echo Blades, and you are listening to the Triple T podcast for knife makers. We are fresh, well, kind of dragging still a little bit from our blade show and adventures afterwards, but we are here. As always, I got my buddy Denis Tyrell from Tyrell Knifeworks, and AKA a ghost, because I have not talked to you since we left. So, how the hell are you, buddy?
I am probably about 10 pounds heavier after after Mexico and feeding my face and drinking and just all the shenanigans, but I'm doing good. What about
Oh,
you?
that's I'm good. I'm good. I'm sick. Feeling kind of human today after some less than good times. But the good thing was through it all, um, I flew out of Florida on Friday morning and I was not sick. Did the cross country flight deal. Got home and to my great planning, I've lived in the Bay Area, California, my entire life, and somehow I decided it was a great idea to book my arrival back home Friday evening at 3 p.m. from San Francisco.
So you had to sit in traffic for like 2 hours?
I had 2 hours and 20 minutes of, oh my God, I hate myself, home. So I landed at everything was kind of delayed. I landed at like 4 o'clock and I didn't walk in the door until 7 o'clock.
Bummer.
Yeah. And then 2 hours later, I mean, give it 2 hours and 20 minutes. I took a phone call and went outside and did a couple like laps around my block and came back inside and I was instantly sick. Like I felt it. I got stuffed up. I thought it was just like back in California allergies type thing. No. And then I proceeded to sleep from Friday till Sunday.
That sucks. So you were sick all weekend.
All weekend. I got no it was bummer, dude, because I mean, I had a great time, and I'm sure we'll get into it. But one thing I didn't really, well, I learned a lot from this trip, right? But one thing, I that kind of hit me about, I don't know, Tuesday ish in Florida was, how much I miss home and the family, because I worked my ass off like 4 days prior to leaving, so I was gone for like seven yeah, almost 7 days complete gone, and plus the 4 days, so it just felt like I hadn't seen, the family in a long time, and when I got back, I got sick, and, we were just they were like, "Oh, great, you're back." So, but it was cool. All good, and now I'm enjoying my Waterloo sparkling water summer berry edition. Cheers.
Nice. Yeah, where do we start? I think we need to talk about Blade Show itself since yeah, 'cause, well, obviously we missed last week because we were both too busy doing other things.
Yep.
Me out of the country and you out of the state. So
I was
yeah,
out of
but
the country. I was in Florida.
oh yeah, that's true. It is a different country than California for sure. But yeah, Blade Show went off like a blast. I think the first thing that we realized is it's much better getting there early on Thursday.
Yeah.
That was the first realization because every other year I've either come in Friday morning or I've come in late Thursday. But coming in, it sucks that it was the red eye, but we took the red eye. We got in early Thursday morning. We got to take the flight with, we flew up from here to Seattle, met Morocco in Seattle, went, had a few drinks and kind of was shooting the shit with him for a little while and then got on the plane and then did you sleep on the plane? I didn't sleep on the plane, not a wink.
Like my sleeping on the plane is I am so tired All right. And I'm just going to close my eyes and I know I'm going to fall asleep. And I will. I'll fall asleep and I'll swear it's been the longest, deepest sleep of my life. And I wake up and I still have 4 hours and 36 minutes left on the flight because I've slept like fucking 40 seconds. It's the
Oh,
worst, dude.
at least you felt like you slept. I have the opposite problem. I can't sleep, and I feel like I haven't slept.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just like a quick blank. It's not even a power nap. But yeah, no sleeping. That was a bummer. Mareko and I kept just kind of glancing over each other like, is this done yet? Because I ended up, it was funny because I didn't book my seats on the for the flight until the very last second, and then uh, I was really concerned because I'm a big guy. I would have a full panic attack if I got stuck in the middle seat in a 4.5 hour flight, across country. So I need the aisle, but I was able to secure a seat, but it didn't register. So I walked all the way back, and there was some dude sitting in the seat that I was supposed to sit in. And I asked the flight attendant, and the dude's like, "Well, what's your name?" And I was like, "It's Jerid." And he goes, "Oh no, you're way up front." So I secured an aisle seat, and it just happened to be in the aisle next to Mareko.
Oh, really? Well,
Yeah,
that's good.
yeah. So didn't get to chat though. There was some dude in the middle of us that was causing problems for us, but whatever. I think Mareko was gonna whoop him, but
Why was he just like wouldn't
oh, he
shut
was
up?
just no, he just was like moving and bumping him and like he just
Uh,
it's a shitty flight, dude.
yeah. Any of those long flights.
Yeah, when we got off though, he was like, so I was like, "Hey, calm down, buddy." But yeah, shitty flight. But we did, man. We got in at about 7 o'clock, and then we met Gabe from Anchorage Forge was there. And then we kind of went our ways and did our thing. But it was cool getting there, being able to set up on Thursday as opposed to the past 2 years. No matter what time we got there, we still had to set up Friday morning, and that's
Yeah.
just like a rush
Yeah.
and a bummer.
Yeah, and it was good, and we got to check into the hotel a little early. I did like the hotel we were at. It was pretty nice. I mean, I didn't hate it, and
No, I didn't have
yeah,
any issues. I think the Waverly would be the best.
yeah.
I hope we figure that out for next year. But
If
no,
not the
this was
Waverly, the Sheraton. That'd be my choice now. Would be Waverly 1, Sheraton 2, the Hampton we were at 3, and
yeah
anything
that was
else 4.
yeah it was not bad. But man, I figured out my limit of being sleep deprived, and it was sleeping like 2 or 3 hours for 4 days up to a red eye complete 24-hour no sleep because midday Thursday I was walking around to people and I was just like, I don't know who you are. I don't know who I am. I don't know what I'm doing. I just need to go take a nap.
Was that before the nap in the hotel, or was that
Yeah, that
after?
was before the
Oh,
nap.
okay,
Yeah.
yeah, you
Finally, I
would.
think, yeah, me and Parker were like, dude, is this fucking thing ready? Because I'm about to lose it.
Yeah, you two were like, you know, not Dumb and Dumber, Grumpy and Grumpier.
Yeah. It was something else.
Yeah, but it all worked out, and then the we didn't really. What did we? Oh yeah, we went over to Neil Warren's Airbnb that night, and after getting a little bit of sleep, and hung out with everybody there, had some barbecue, and that was really fun. Good to see everybody. A kind of little pre-show party.
We had tamales.
I love tamales, and they were really good.
Yeah. Thank you,
Yeah,
Ed. Ed Soul helped out with that. And Neil, thank you for having us, man. That was a great time. Good people, good conversation, good chats. Got to meet
yeah.
Frank and Nita for the first time there. They actually were pulling up, and I'd never met them, but I'd seen pictures of them, and they kind of were driving up to the front of the house, and they started asking like, "Is this Neil's?" And I was like, "No, no, man, keep it pushing, keep it going." you know.
They didn't get who you were at first.
Oh, they took a second, and then he's like, "Oh," so I told him to pull on in, and that was cool. So, great guy, man. Frank, it was great to meet you, dude. Just awesome. and your wife too. It was just fantastic people and good vibes. So, but that night was really cool. Great way to start it off. Like we've done the past couple years. So that was cool.
Yeah, yeah, that was good. And there was a lot of people there too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there was
a lot
there
of
was a
people.
lot.
I think that's getting bigger every year too.
Yeah, for sure. And
But
it's just cool, man. Just easy going. You're bumping into people, breaking the ice. It's been a while since you've seen everybody, and um, so I had a great time.
yeah, yeah, it was good. And then yeah, Friday morning headed over. It was nice. We didn't have to like the bag that I brought all the knives in, which was like I ended up buying a big one of those hard case golf bags because I had to bring the sword. So it was kind of nice to have a big bag like that. That never left the showroom. I never had to take it back to the hotel, so that was cool. Um, that was good. But yeah, we were all set up. We just showed up Friday morning and threw the knives on the table, and everything got going.
Yeah, it did.
But yeah, it was good. Um, yeah, walking around. I mean, I wouldn't say it felt bigger this year, but I don't know. What did you? Was it any different than you expected this year? Like the show wise, like size or anything like that?
No, the size was about good, or not good, but the same to me. I think it was a really weird to be there on Thursday before or when it was empty and they were still kind of setting up.
Yeah,
I did a couple like stories or posts about like the calm before the storm, and I just did like a little pano of the main room, and it was just all white tables, and I was just like, this is crazy because in like a few hours, this place is going to be completely transformed into something insane. So
yeah. What
that was
I
cool.
did, what threw me on Thursday is you get there and like the carpets aren't even down. The tables are there, but the
No,
carpets between the tables aren't there, and that felt really weird. Like it
yeah,
looks so much different. Like if you've just been to Blade Show and you've never been there Thursday, it looks so much different because
yeah,
when they put the carpets down, it just looks so much more finished.
yeah.
Um,
They put that thing into shape quick because it was like concrete floors and tables, and then one quick nap, and it was all up and going.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, I was racing around Friday morning trying to distribute the coins for the scavenger hunt.
Oh
So
yeah, yeah,
we finally got all those put out, and got things going. For some reason, IG screwed up my posts. I don't know what happened, but a couple of the hints didn't go out when they were supposed to on Saturday. But we had a lot of people doing it, which was fun.
yeah, dude. So again, all right, everybody. I gotta do what I don't like to do, and I'm gonna do it because, like I said, if I'm anything, I'm honest. But that turned out really cool. Like I don't ever really hope things bomb for you. I just want everybody to know. But in the deepest dark of my evilest self, like I think it would be funny if no one even did anything. But it was really cool, man. Seeing the excitement in people coming up trying to figure it out, and has anybody found it yet? And it was really cool, man. It was a great idea. I think that was awesome. It added a little bit of to the I don't know if it's monotony, but it broke things up a little bit. So that was cool.
Yeah,
Good job.
it and for those of you listening that have never gone to Blade Show as an attendee, like I've been to Blade Show as an attendee. I've been to Blade Show Texas, and if you're there for a whole weekend, I'll be honest. After a couple hours, my feet are killing me. I I've seen you end up doing the circuit a bunch of times because there's always things you miss. But by like the third or fourth circuit of walking around, you're like, I'm. I wouldn't say you get bored, but you need something else to occupy yourself than other just going to. So I felt like this was hopefully something. Oh, it's something different. I'm looking for something else besides just knives that I want to, I want to look at or stuff like that. But anyway,
Yeah.
that was
No,
my thought.
no, I think you did a good job because definitely there was some people that were excited, and that was cool to see.
Yeah. So it started. I told everyone that there was 28 letters, so there was 28 coins. Each had a letter on them. I think a couple of the tables that I put coins at either didn't understand or I didn't maybe explain it enough, and I think they either took the coin away or didn't like it, or I don't know, or someone visited the table and took the coin, and you weren't supposed to take the coin, you're just supposed to write it down or take a picture of it or whatever. Because I went back to a few tables that I know had coins or had been given coins, and then I didn't see them on the table.
Oh,
But after the 28th, the next hint was that, what was the next hint? Oh, that it was a song title. And then I think that was Friday. And then Saturday morning, it was a song title by a Canadian artist. And then the last hint was the song has the word, the lyrics have the word, and the song has the word knife in it. Oh, and it was a Canadian artist. Sorry. It was a song title by a Canadian artist. And that's when a lot of people got it after that. And it was Bryan Adams' Cuts Like a Knife. And It Feels So Right was the whole 28 characters. But
can't recall I've ever heard the song, but
I'm sure
people knew it.
Google it. I'm sure you've heard it.
Nah, it's a dumb choice.
Oh, look, we're not all Swifties like you are.
Hey, shake it off.
See, you knew that one.
That's funny.
But I'll tell you, when probably, I think it was 10 minutes after that clue went out, we saw who ended up winning. Like, I saw them from about 40 feet away walking towards the table, like on a mission. Like, they were running towards the table to tell us the winning phrase, and they won a knife. So we ended up giving away.
Go ahead.
No, what were you going to say?
I was going to say, and I cannot believe the odds of what happened and the timing that it happened was these people came flying to the table, jumping up and down, like screaming the song lyrics. This, oh yeah, you got it right. And here comes Noah from Antioch River Forge, cruising by nonchalantly, like I'm talking 2 minutes, maybe a minute to 2 minutes at the most, walks by and says the answer. And we're like, dude, they're like taking a picture or picking out the knife. It was that close.
Yeah.
No one else had come near. No one else had even took a shot at it. And the people that got it, and then Noah comes creeping up like a minute later, dude. I was like, oh my God, that is such horrible timing, dude.
But I ended up giving away sharpening attachments to, which would have been second and third, but Noah's already got a sharpening system, so he didn't want one. So third and fourth, I guess, the places that came up and told me the answer. Mainly because I wasn't planning on giving those away, but I did not want to take them home.
It was all out of the kindness of your heart. It was not about luggage weight. Get out of here, dude.
Those things are 11 pounds a piece. There's no way I was taking those home.
Yeah. No, that's cool. That's good for everybody that participated and got a chance to win. I think it was awesome. I didn't care to know the answer because like somebody came up to me and was like, hey, like give me a hint. And I was like, I don't fucking know. So I mean, I'll take your money or whatever, but no, nobody offered me money. I'm kidding.
Yeah. But we had some other shenanigans happen in the pit.
Yeah. What happened, Dennis? You try to get me drunk or something?
Oh, no, I'm not even referring to that.
No, I know.
That wasn't my fault. No, I had a little fun with Jerid in the pit. I had planned I had a Hawaiian shirt made with Jerid's face all over it, which I thought was fucking hilarious, especially the look on your face.
Yeah.
So I
It
went to
was,
the bathroom, put it on, and then I'm just standing beside Jerid waiting for him to notice, and everybody else is laughing at this point.
yeah. I didn't pick up on it for a second. I looked, I'm like, whoa, that's me.
It was worth the look on your face and everybody else's.
I'm glad it brought joy to your heart. I mean, it was a
Uh,
little lightweight creepy, like I said, but I was like, so I sent a picture to my wife, and she's like, "What the fuck?" And I go, "I think he's trying to say he loves me." No, no, it was funny.
uh, yeah,
I
that
was
was.
flattered. That's never happened. I never in a million years would imagine there'd be a shirt that with my face all
Well,
over it.
well, you can have it now. I don't really have much of a need for it anymore. That now that I pulled off the joke, but
Yeah, you're sleeping with it. You know you are.
I did wear it for a picture in Mexico.
Oh, nice, nice. Yeah, no, I don't want it. That's yours forever. Because
Oh, it'll
it.
it'll come out at the next Blade show for
There
sure.
you go. There you go. That'll be your staple. There. It'll be like Sharky's purple jacket.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that was funny. Um, what else? How'd you do?
What, at the show?
Yeah.
That was probably not probably. That was definitely the best monetarily the best show that I've had. And we talked about it's so funny because we talked about, I had the plan, what I was going to do, what I thought was going to sell. Total opposite. Everything that I thought was going to happen did not happen, but in a good way. The first thing that sold in the first I think it was the first 2 hours was the most expensive knife on the table, minus the sword, which I was not expecting. That sold the first day, and then that kind of just broke the ice. And after that, yeah, I mean, all of the custom knives, I'd say that I brought, every one of them was sold. So that was great. And then a couple of the EDCs, but yeah. And I was thinking the EDCs were going to sell more. So yeah, it might change my view next year on what I bring.
It'll switch again. I mean, it's hard to put your finger on it. You got to strike gold with, the right
Yeah,
vibe of people's, intent.
yeah, but
But that's good.
all of those were kind of unique knives. So maybe that's the key there. That more unique and less like everyone else's. So the
Yeah.
ones that stand out are the ones that sold, I'd say.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the key.
Yeah. I don't know, but the
Yeah.
the the custom shit you do was what people like from you,
Yeah. I tell
That's
you, it was really fun having Parker there. Um, Seeing him interact with people, like my son's just 18 and he's not like the most outgoing person. So getting him into that situation where he has to talk to people and like interact with people. But he did so well, and he sold a few knives on his own, and it was just really fun having him there. So that
yeah, he
made
was
me
giving
smile.
he was giving discounts too.
Yeah, a little too much on a couple of times. At one point, I was gonna like pull him aside. I'm like, "Don't offer a discount if they're willing to pay the full price, right?" Like,
Yeah.
oh,
No, I will say that, I mean, I've been around Parker a lot over the past couple years, right? And it's not that I was worried, but I guess you bring anybody that's young, like you said, and doesn't have the experience with, the social overload that Blade Show is. Um, I was super proud. I made sure to tell him a handful of times that I was very proud of him. He did super good. He talked well. He interacted. I think we asked him, not to be on the phone and to just do the things that we're supposed to do behind the table, and he did everything well, had a good attitude, and like you said, he was fucking selling his ass off. So talking
Yeah.
and pushing. So I was super super proud of him too, man. You should definitely be happy.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Yep.
It was cool to
And
watch you guys do your thing too. You know what I mean?
yeah.
That was cool.
But I mean, he tapped out pretty early Friday night from the pit, but he hung out. He hung out Saturday. I really think he wanted the Waffle House experience. I think that's why he hung around. So
Yeah. I know he kept bugging me while I was like talking to people, like, "Hey, Jerid, you ready to go to?" I was like, "Yeah, as soon as I'm done here, dude." No, it was good, man. That was no weird times, no awkward moments. It was cool. It was good, good time.
yeah, and I mean, there was one point where we were outside having drinks around the table. It was it Donnie's table? Is that who it is?
Yeah,
Who brought that? Donnie, right?
yeah, Dulovich.
Yeah. So
Shout out, Donnie. What's up, bro? That was awesome time.
it was. So we're standing around the table. We've got Trollsky there. We're talking with Toby was there. Toby Merle from Fire and Steel. Will Stelter came by, and I think Parker definitely thought that was pretty cool with all these names coming by and having a drink. And we're tonight at dinner. Actually, him and I were just talking about how much he doesn't like Scotch now. Because he tried a little bit of Scotch and didn't realize how smoky and peaty it is. And he said it was lit his throat on fire. So I thought that was funny.
Yeah.
But good times. It was great. That was one of my favorite parts of the show, just hanging out. And, we had some, actually, we had some good barbecue. There was so many good times. Um, the guys from Toby and the guys from Australia. And, it was great.
Yeah.
And then we wrapped up and I left. How did the trip down to Florida go?
It went good, but I did want to talk about, like, for me, as a newer maker experiencing Blade Show, I did bring a few knives. What I learned was that I need to prepare better. The things that I wanted to bring, I think would have done better. I had a lot of people picking stuff up and messing around with it and coming back or I'll be back. I didn't have sheaths done. That cost a couple, sales for me. I always joke, if you guys don't know, so Denis, obviously we go together. He's gracious enough to let me have a little spot to show and try to sell a couple of my pieces of my work. And then I have Seth Lopez next to me, who's winning awards at Blade Show for best knives, and I got Denis on my left and him on my right. Is not the best business model for somebody like myself. I joke saying that, right? Because you get a lot of people coming and looking, and it's humbling. Hey, look at the oh shit, look at the copper. Oh my god, look at this thing. So, but I did learn that I'm finding my wheelhouse, and if I would have prepared better, I think I would have done a little better. And like it's a humbling experience, right? Because you try not to have expectations while you go. Because I think Denis has said it a bunch of times. It's Blade Show's probably the worst place to go to try to sell knives, right? I mean, there's never more competition, and more options for buyers than that place, right? But you got to put yourself out there and you got to do it, So I learned a lot. It was a humbling experience, but yet through it all, more motivating than anything, right? If I do my part next year, um, I feel like my chances for success, if it's measured in moving product, will be a little bit better. So, and I say that for all the people that are considering trying to, for all the insecure makers that are, questioning whether their work is worthy, if they have what it takes to try to show their stuff, to get a table, to not get a table, to try to help, to have the opportunity like I do. I just want to encourage you all to take the chance and the opportunity, or make the opportunity for yourself to go out there and just fucking do it. Because, you know, I brought 4 knives. I sold one, and that's a win. But even if I didn't, that's okay too, right? It's all about the process of trying and being confident enough to even just show your stuff out there. Because, you know, there's a lot of people who are going to come by and look at your stuff, right? And we're all, I feel anyways, I could just say for myself, you know, that I get incredibly insecure when, you know, some makers that I look up to start looking at my knives and picking them up, and I'm like, ugh. So it's a horrible feeling, but it's also you know, a process that we all have to go through. So, you know, that's my PSA for people that are considering, or, you know, on the fence, and whether that's for you. You guys, we all have what it takes to try, you know, and to do it. And the worst thing that happens is, you know, you go home and you put your shit on your website or whatever, and sell it some other time, you know. But getting out there,
Exactly.
and so.
I mean, last year I sold one knife last year. Mind you, it was one of my more expensive ones, but one knife. And this year was much better. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say I was freaking out last year, but until that knife sold, I was not a happy camper. So I get it. I mean, there's good shows and bad shows, and sometimes you just never know how things are going to go. So don't go into the show counting on sales. I think that's the golden rule there. Like, go to experience it, and if you sell something, great. But I still don't know the magic formula yet. I think this year helped me a lot, but it certainly is there's no silver bullet.
No, and I tell you, it was an emotional fucking roller coaster, because I was super happy and confident, and then I was down in the fucking dumpster, like my shit's trash, and I don't want to do this. And then somebody would pick it up and be like, "Oh yeah, yeah," and I'm like, "Oh my!" I had one time where there was a guy. We were talking, and I was, you know, I was trying to do the thing, and I was really, really, I was fucking damn near positive he was gonna, you know, pull the trigger. And then he put it down and was like, you know, all right, I'll be back, you know. And I'm like, oh, fuck, dude. But my heart was fucking beating fast. Like, it took me on a ride, man. And I was like, you know, I used to pay good money for that. And now I just try to sell knives, you know. So I used to look for that stuff in a bag, and, you know, but I find all those same, you know, those rushes and those downs, those highs, those lows. I experienced a lot. So it's not easy, but it's doable, and I encourage you all to get your asses out there and try it. So
Yeah.
and I told myself if I didn't sell anything, I was going to stop, because I dropped like $500 or $600 in the first couple hours of the show. Um, you know, if you're not going to see Rob's Wildwood right when you get there, you're missing a chromosome or something, because Rob's got the most incredible scales and stabilized wood, and I always drop a jewel over there with him. And then and Jerid from Hycoa, you know, like, you just start going, and then I was like, you know, hey, I'm gonna pump the brakes here. And then I didn't spend much money after that. I bought a couple of like necessity
I
items.
did.
Yeah, I didn't. I really intended on buying a knife. I didn't bring a knife. It was weird, because I didn't carry a knife. I didn't have a knife the entire trip. That was
I was
weird for me.
actually intended on buying, because Parker was really wanted to buy because Microtech usually has the show, like their show knife, and they didn't
Yeah,
have any. So that's the one, because he wanted one. I figured I would get one. But yeah, so I didn't end up buying a knife. There's a couple I might buy off a website, but the so yeah, I didn't end up buying, but I bought a shit ton of. I lined it up all today on the when I was doing some because I'm still unpacking from both Blade Show in Mexico, and I put all the wood, and it was like just lining the blocks up, like narrow wise, there was like 24 inches of more than
Jeez.
that, like 2.5 feet of blocks.
Wow.
So yeah, I went a little crazy, but
That's good.
yeah.
Yeah. But
So
yeah, good times. The dinner with Brian was cool. Saturday night, like you said, hanging out outside with Donnie and everybody, getting to see all the people that we saw, all the feedback that we got from people from the podcast. You guys are too kind, so gracious. We really appreciate all the support, all the feedback, all the we're loving the show, and for everybody that took the time to come and talk to us and see us, if we've met you or we know you or not, we really appreciate you stopping by and saying hi and giving that encouragement. It felt good.
yeah, next year we'll get our asses in gear and make some stickers or do something about the podcast.
Yeah, for sure. We need to do that. So
Yeah.
that's Dennis's fault, by the way.
Why is it my fault? I put
I
you in
don't
charge
know.
of that.
Yeah, you put me in charge of everything with this thing. I
Hey,
take us to the moon, and then you drop us down with no stickers. How dare you?
the one thing that did happen Saturday night, my second T-shirt fiasco, because John from Old Hickory Forge, uh, the guy that beat me on the Samurai Challenge, I ended up making him, because John, if you don't know, at Old Hickory Forge, always says, nothing to it really. Like, I feel like he says that at the at the end of every one of his clips. He says nothing to it really. So I had a shirt made that said that, and I did the same thing. Stood beside him, and nothing to it really. And I had a shirt made for him with the same thing on it. So I thought that was funny. He
Did
got
he
a kick out
eventually
of it.
show up? I never saw him.
You never saw him?
No,
Oh
I
yeah,
never
no,
saw him.
no, yeah. He I hung with him Saturday night for a couple hours. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
he actually did show up. In fact, we had his badges because he was supposed to
Oh, yeah,
come.
that's right.
But he was trying to finish off this big order, this big commercial order he had for a bunch of axes. So he was busy finishing those um, and getting those delivered, and just ended up getting to the show later than he had wanted. So he ended up getting there Saturday afternoon, like late afternoon, like 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, something like that. But
Nice.
it was good to see
I,
him and chit chat.
yeah, I made it a point to get outside on Saturday night to go hang out with Donnie at the table, because on Friday I kind of called it early, and I called an Uber, and then I was on one side of the carport, or the porte cochere, whatever that thing is called. And I got in my Uber and I had forgot something inside. So I told the Uber driver, hey, can you hold on 1 second? I ran back in the lobby and grabbed something and came back. And then he had went to the other side. And then I walked by and there's Donnie out with Brandon and Noah and a whole bunch of other people were outside. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, I didn't know you guys were out there. And he's like, oh shit, dude, we've been here all night. I never even went inside. So I made sure to go hang out with them on Saturday after I missed that. So I spent all night out there. The one thing I did want to say was that we all got to meet Bob Gore, and that was really cool to meet him. But on Thursday at Neil's house, I had a conversation with the gentleman who is obviously Bob Gore's doppelganger, and I shook his hand. I had a whole fucking conversation about how good it was finally to meet him, and and the guy's kind of like blinking and nodding at me like, yeah, not really saying much back. And I was like, oh, I guess Bob's not much of a fucking talker. That's, he messages a lot, but he's not much for words. And went about my fucking business. And then on Saturday, he comes up to the table and, introduces himself to me. And we start chatting. I'm like, Bob, I fucking talked to you last night. He's like, I wasn't there last night. I was talking to Matt Baker's dad.
Who
At
barely speaks English.
he speaks enough. I he does, but it was loud, and I just thought he was some crazy Mexican was fucking talking to him like he knew him. So. But fuck, man. I was like, oh, my mind was blown on Friday morning. I was like, Bob, you were not there last night? He goes, no, I just got here this morning. I was like, I don't know. It just blew my mind. I met Bob Gore twice, guys. So that's the moral of this story. AKA Matt Baker's dad.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you told me that the next morning, and I think I was the one that told you, yeah, Bob wasn't there last night.
Yeah, maybe that's what it was. Yeah. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? But they looked alike, right?
Oh yeah, once I understood who you were talking about, that it was Matt's dad, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, he does look like Bob.
Yeah. So funny stuff.
All right,
But
so how was the trip to Florida? I want to know. I wanted to, because I know all this stuff. I know everyone else doesn't, but I know all this stuff. I want to hear what happened after the show.
all right, guys, that's a great show. Thank you for listening. We'll be back next week with some more entertainment. And after Dennis tells you about Mexico. No, man, it was absolutely a fantastic time. It, nothing like I had. Not that we had expectations, but it turned out completely different. I mean, for reasons outside of our control. But on Sunday we finished out the show, and I hopped in the car with Brent and his buddies John and Dave, and we drove whatever the fucking million hours it is down to Florida. That drive still is deceiving to me. Like when I think about it, it doesn't feel like it's going to be 9 or 10 hours
Was
until
it? Is it 9 or 10? I thought it was 8. Was it that
no,
long?
no, it's like 9 or 10 hours.
Brutal.
Dude, it was a long fucking drive. But when you're hanging out with people that are cool and when we're chatting and we're all just talking about, about the show and everything, and it goes by quick. And a road trip with your buddies is never a bad time. But so yeah, I had this plan with Brent for um fuck 6 months or plus or so, because I Brent and I are real good friends, and I had told him, like, oh, it'd be cool if we could hang out, right? But I'm never going to be over on that side. That's the closest I'm going to get, right? All year long. So we had worked it out to where I was going to go hang out with Brent, and not sure what Brian had going on with, if there was another foundry, if there wasn't, that wasn't really part of our deal at all. So it we were going to go and just do our thing and hang out. So we got there, just the fatigue from, the days of, running hard, so we didn't do much on Monday. Just kind of checked in at Brian's house, and that's when I saw the DIY, Nordic Edge, Sausage Man, Toby. They were all there. So we got to do some cool things there in the morning, and then that was pretty much the MO. Was like we checked in there. Brent had to do some work, and we played around a little bit with those guys, and then Brent and I shook out and did our thing for the remainder of the trip. But it was a fucking blast, dude. Like it was really cool. Again, you never. I mean, same thing with the Foundry last year, where we know some people, we know of them, but you don't really know them, and then you have the opportunity to hang out and talk and to meet people, and it's just another testament to how awesome this community is, and and how it can transcend continents now. Fuck, it used to be just the country and states and stuff, but now we're going to other countries and shit. They were all really cool. Toby um, is he's actually a really fucking cool dude. I don't know what everybody's talking all this shit about him for. Toby, I got your back, man. I don't know. I was lightweight scared to meet this guy because he's such a prick. But no, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm totally
It's
kidding.
Hunter's a prick, and he's never coming over to the U.S. apparently. So
Yeah, and no, Honor makes me fucking laugh. I really didn't know much about Toby, so I haven't really listen to the
Oh, you hear
podcast.
that, Toby? Only owner makes him laugh. You don't.
Well, I didn't really ever hear or know of anything of Toby, so he made me laugh plenty. So good dude, man. It was fantastic to meet you, Toby. I had a great time. We had some really good talks and conversations, and um, made a bunch of shit too. So that was cool. The weird part was, guys, the fucking humidity is just ridiculous. I don't know how you guys do it over there. It is not. I am born and raised in California. I got all this shit talking about me and my Crocs and how blah blah blah. I cannot explain to you how wonderful it is that I can walk outside of my door right now and feel the cool, crisp air of an evening coolness. Right, every time I walked out of a door from Atlanta to Florida, it was just like, oof, with that humidity.
I
It's I
That's
don't get it.
what I lived the entire last week as well, because Cancun was just a hot, sweaty mess. It was ridiculously humid. So just like Florida, I was hating life last week. Um, just just the humidity. So I'm with you. Humidity is sucks balls, sweaty balls.
Sweaty balls, yeah. Swass, whatever those fucking people say about their wonderful weather. But to be honest with you, it was not as bad as it could have been, because we had like I'm calling it a lightweight hurricane, but Florida got like the southern western Florida got like 18 inches of rain in 2 days. And we ended up like 80 degrees with I don't know how to measure the humidity, but it was humid, but it wasn't as like normally as like 95 and hot and sun beating down on you. So we got fucking pounded with a lot of rain, like insane amount. So Brent's shop ended up taking about 8 inches of water,
8 inches.
8 inches of water in his shop. The first night we were, so that kind of, so we went out to the shop one night, and I think it was Tuesday night. We did our, whatever we did, and then checked back in, probably took a nap or something like that, and then we went into the shop. Like, this is what we had planned to do, was just for him and I to get together to just talk knives. Let me see his process, grind some stuff, and we were out there till fucking 1 o'clock in the morning, just absolutely great time. Like, just kind of like, just like what you and I do, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just hanging out, making and talking, and oh, I do it this way, or you do it that way, or here, and I'm like, hey, I'm having problems with this, and so he taught me a bunch of stuff, and it was just guys. I say this all the time because you hear me where I'm always visiting and checking in with other makers, but that is by far my favorite thing to do, and especially when you're doing it with somebody that's like your buddy and your good friend. It's just fucking great time. But that was the only time that we got to do it, because on Wednesday, the fucking shop took like we got back on Wednesday night to the house, and I was like, Brent, I can't see the bottom of your door. And he's like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, dude, like, is your shop flooded? And he's like, no. And he walks out, he's got to fucking put his Crocs on and goes wading in the water in the backyard. And he's like, yeah, dude, we're done. It's cash. I got 2 inches of water in the fucking in the shop. And I'm like, well, that's a bummer, because that stifled all of
Yeah.
our making plans that we had. Because oh, like, what the fuck do we do now? So um, that was a bummer. And then the next day, um, that was Thursday. It just kept on raining, and we were gonna see if the water went down or whatnot, and it never did. So we had planned. So Brent's, I'm not saying twisted my arm, but he had talked about taking me out to the Everglades, because so we're gonna fucking we message each other, like, send memes of stupid shit all the time, right? And he'll always send me these fucking gator videos from people in Florida. I'm like, fuck that. Like, I am so not okay with walking down the street and a fucking gator coming up, you know anywhere near me, right? And then these Floridians are fucking chasing gators on the golf course and hitting them with frying pans, and like, it's like it's no big deal. And I'm like, fuck all that mess,
Uh,
not me.
I think Brent told me a week or a couple of weeks before we even went that he was taking you to a gator farm.
Yeah. So he's like, he told me, he's like, yeah, we're gonna go on the airboat. That sounded really cool. That was fucking fantastic. So we snuck out early on Thursday morning. Um, and but he got sick like on Tuesday night or Wednesday. He started getting sick, and I was just like, oh fuck, dude, here we go. Um, there's nothing I could do about it now, right? It's not like we're gonna go our separate ways when I'm fucking staying with him. So we hop in the car, went down, did the airboat tour. That was fucking fantastic. The highlight of my trip was, taking videos of me cruising in that airboat, and we ended up seeing a gator, and that was pretty cool. And then he tells me he'd been fucking with me. From what I understood, was he was going to make me hold a gator. But part of the tour was to go to a gator farm, and sure as shit, I find myself in line to carry a gator. So I don't care what you guys say, right? I don't suffer from this whole masculine bullshit of, macho crap, right? They say, all right, we have two lines here. If you want to hold a 2-pound gator in one line, or you want to hold a 15-pound gator in the other, I took my bitch ass over to the fucking pound. And he grabs the back of my shirt like, no, 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 no. Get your ass back over here, dude. You're not holding the 2-pound gator. So I ended up holding this fucking. I mean, it was big enough for that. I was not comfortable, man. He said he could see like me like processing my true fears and like facing things, and I was like, "Fuck you, dude." So the guy's like, the gator's not going to hurt you. And they explain
Its
how they,
mouth was taped, right?
well, this is fucked up. So they explain, how they don't have opening
Yeah.
power in their jaws. It's all clamping. So he's like, so they can't do you, right? You hold their mouth shut, they can't do anything. And he's like, well, we put the band over. So they put this like rubber band over the mouth, right? And as the guy's fucking doing it, the fucking band pops off. And I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. No, 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 no. And then sure as shit. And when the fucking dude is handing me the gator, the fucking band comes off. Right as it's like coming, and I fucking shit myself. I was like, no.
And nobody got video of this?
No, he didn't get a picture of that because I mean, he probably just must have missed it because he got me while I was actually holding it. And it was cool because he was taking pictures, but they were actually live pictures. So I'm mouthing to him, I fucking hate you. I hate you. While I'm holding this gator, but I got this shit-eating grin on my face. And we played the live video, and you could actually he just posted a reel about it. At the very end of it, you could see me going, I hate you. So yeah,
Yeah.
it was cool, man. A lot of fun, man. I laughed my ass off, dude. I love you, Brent, dude. Thank you. His family was so gracious to have me over. Beautiful family. Just, we had dinner with him and his wife, and dinner with the family, and like it was just a fantastic trip. They were so gracious, and hospitality was through the roof. And you know, the what the fuck else?
Sounds like a blast.
Yeah. And then on Thursday night, instead of going to the shop, because we went back from the Everglades, we were coming back, and his entire neighborhood was underwater. Like, I'll show you a video when I see you next time of the entire neighborhood was like underwater, like water creeping up to people's houses. And finally I looked at him and I was like, are you nervous? Like, as we were getting closer, like we were going through like a foot of water just traveling down his street. And I'm like, dude, is that your neighbor in your street? Because all of the neighborhoods look the same to me, which is they're completely different, right? There's no fences. There's like it's just the whole thing's
It's
different,
weird.
right? It's
For
weird.
Californians, it's
Yeah,
weird.
it's a total mind fuck. But I go, I had just started getting used to, like proximities and where we are, and I was like, I think we're close to your house. Like, is that your neighbor just wading through about 2 feet of water down your road? And he's like, yeah. He goes, all right, now I'm nervous. He goes, in 20 years of him living there, he has never seen the flooding as bad as it was, maybe one or two other times the entire time he's lived there, as it was on Wednesday or Thursday. So like through the hurricanes, through all the shit that they go through, they took on a shit ton of water. Like I think his next door neighbor had water going into his garage. Thankfully, his house was a little bit more elevated up, so he didn't have any issues with that. But his shop did end up taking, like you said, like 8 inches of
But
water.
any damage, anything in the shop?
No, he's got everything up off the floor. So,
If that happened in my shop, man. Whew.
yeah, I'd be screwed too. So he probably got some water in the bottom drawer of a tools of some kind. But he said everything turned out cool. So,
Well, that's good.
yeah, and then we went back to housemaid, and I got to do the full circle. I think this is really cool, right? So we had this whole scoop gate thing, right? Which was a whole thing that really wasn't much of a thing, but I got to make a scoop at housemaid on the 1,000-pound anvil with my two bastards hammer with Brent in there, and it was just us two because him and I are working on a special top secret project to be revealed later. But I was like, I want to make a fucking scoop. Like I have to make a scoop while I'm here. Like I have to. So I ended up doing that, and that was really cool. So
Good.
I'm
And you used your two bastards hammer?
I used my two bastards fat peen hammer. Like I said, it is grand to have a fat peen in your hand. And if you don't have a fat peen, cross, straight, diagonal, round, whatever, you need to
All the
go
positions.
all the positions, all the grips. He's got a hammer to fit your grip, man. You just grip it and rip it and let it go. You got to go see Frank and Nita over at Two Bastards Smithy and Supply, and tell them the boys over at Triple T sent you.
For sure. Oh, we also did mention we hung out with the man Lawrence Lake from Maritime Knife Supply quite a bit, actually, while we were in at Blade Show. So got to hang out with Lawrence, which is always a fun time. So if you didn't see Lawrence at the show, definitely go check him out at Maritime Knife Supply and for all your knife making needs. And they will be carrying Frank and Nita's Two Bastards hammers at Maritime Knife Supply. So if you're up in Canada and you need yourself a fat peen, go over to Maritime Knife Supply and you can get them there.
You want to know what this fat peen's all about? Go see.
That was
Go
terrible.
see Lawrence.
But it was great to hang with Lawrence and always a fun time. He brought a bunch of drinks for us to the house on Thursday night, which is very nice of him. And always fun hanging out with him.
One of my better buddies there. I always look forward to these trips to get to hang out with Lawrence. We always have a good time.
So what else? Anything else happen in Florida?
Yeah, but I also got to see our boy Travis from Pelican Pace as well.
Right.
So
you could always spot Travis because he was always wearing like a really bright orange shirt. So you could spot him across the room.
Yeah, there's only a couple people that get a pass with orange for me. Donnie Dulovich gave me a hat that's got some orange in it. I love it. Thank you, sir. And Travis too, with all of his orangey scented pelican paste, hard wax, soft wax, pelican oil, hand solved, all of that premium wax. You got to go check out pelicanpaste.com, and you can use the discount code triple T10. That's TTT10. And go get yourself some pelican paste.
Use it on your fat peen.
You can use it on your fat peen, your skinny peen, your little peen, your big peen, whatever you want.
Oh,
That's great.
hey,
Yeah.
well, I want to talk about Maker Spotlight because it's got some connection to, for me at least, the ones I picked, um, to Blade Show. So I'm going to go first. So first off, I want to mention one of my previous Maker Spotlights which was Jason Knives. Went for his journeyman, and not only did he get his journeyman stamp, but Jason won the Kiesler Award for the best JS knives presented at the show. And that's a really, really impressive award because there's always some amazing journeyman sets that get presented at the show. So big congrats to Jason for winning the Kiesler Award. But my pick was one of our neighbors right at Blade Show, Eric at I don't know how to pronounce his last name. Grainer Blades, Greiner, Grainer Blades, and he's a friend. He's right beside us at the show, and he also got his journeyman stamp. So congrats, Eric. We knew you could do it. So good job.
Yeah, dude. So one of the coolest things that we're starting to have go on at Blade is like our little our neighbor family. We're surrounded by just some really awesome people. And Eric has been there. I think every year I've been there, he's been right behind us, and it was super cool to watch him go through that. And congrats, buddy, on passing your JS, man. Well deserved and good work.
So who you got?
Where can you find Eric?
Oh, I already said it. At Greener Blades. I'll put it in the show notes, but Greener Blades on Instagram.
Okay. Thank you. Let me make sure that. I have Two Birds Blade Works, our buddy Leon Shanks. I his Maker's Mark is probably my favorite of all time.
Yes.
The Two Birds. This dude just kills it with his Damascus and his chef knives, and I've followed him for a long time now, as long as I can remember. But good dude, and just does fantastic works. He has 1,592 followers, and it is Two Birds Blade Works on Instagram. And if you're not checking him out, do yourself a favor and go do that, because he does great stuff.
Yeah, I love the one he's got where it's got his Maker's Mark in it. It's a Damascus blade, and he must have hot stamped it because the it blends in with the Damascus.
Oh, is that the third one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that is a really cool effect.
Yeah.
You just kind of you if you didn't know his Maker's Mark and you kind of glanced at it, you wouldn't see it. But I think that was cool.
Yeah. I mean, he's got the edge bars with the checkered patterns.
Yeah.
Is a common theme there I'm seeing. Just really fucking cool stuff. So yeah, go check out Leon over at Two Birds Blade Work.
Yeah. Cool dude.
That's who I got.
All right, man. So I might as well tell you, I'm not going to spend a lot of time telling you about all the fun stuff I did on vacation, but it was fun. The most fun I had in Mexico was watching my grandson experience all these fun little things. And we did one of the little the pirate ship that goes out and, like, it's like basically an evening cruise, and the pirates come out, and there's a pirate show. And watching his face during that was hilarious because they actually like one of the pirates gets kicked overboard, and you're going like full clip, right? You're going like whatever 10. It's a big ship. You're doing like 10 knots or something like that, and this guy like goes overboard. It was pretty cool. And then they did the dolphins, and we did these diving in the swimming in the caves in the cenotes. So watching him and my stepdaughter and everyone have a good time, because I've done all those excursions. I've been there so many times. It was just fun to watch them experience it for the first time. And then of course all the food and the drinking and all that stuff. So that was fun too. And all of my friends, so all of my friends' kids, like their 18-year-olds, were all there. They had a big graduation thing. So there was like 40 some of us there in different parts of the resort. So there was a lot of people, and we had graduation parties and stuff like that. So it was a really fun time. Some of them are still there, actually.
You have 40 friends
I know, right? Crazy.
that you choose to go travel with? That's fucking insane.
I know. Besides you.
Yeah. Oh man.
Well, some of those are like kids and all the kids' families and shit like that. But yeah, there's a lot of people.
Wow.
We're already planning the next 2 trips. Maybe Jamaica in Feb, and probably Italy next October. So we'll see.
You were going to Maker's Camp in October. You would cancel that.
No. Next October, after
we'll
Maker's Camp.
We'll be in Maker's Camp that October too.
Oh, and by the way, I heard from one of my Patreon members that was also taking a class from me. He reached out and was asking me about Maker Camp, and he said that all of the rooms at the Blackthorn are already gone. So we I gotta book that. We gotta book that hotel.
Spot was just fine.
What's that?
The spot we stayed at last time was just fine.
Yeah, that's where I'm thinking.
Yeah. There was nothing wrong with that.
It was far enough away.
Yeah.
The room was decent. The beds were decent. So I think, I'm going to just pull the trigger on that one again.
Yeah.
So we'll figure that out. But we got to do that soon.
Yeah. Because
I think it's getting more and more popular every year. It's going to be hard to get hotel around the Blackthorn.
Yeah. Could be if we just stop talking about it, but that's not fun. Yeah. So again, thank you to everybody that we got to talk to and see. It was great seeing everybody. Like I said, all the feedback. Brent, thank you for having me. Brian, Sarah, and the crew, the DIY Europe guys, everybody that got to hang out with in Florida. Appreciate everybody. Thank you. I had a great time, and it was just fantastic to not have to see Denis for like 7 days in a row.
You missed me. It's okay. You can admit it.
It was kind of weird not talking to you or anything.
I know.
We were completely just on other ends of the world. It was cool.
I know. We were both busy, no podcast, and I didn't honestly, like, I wanted to do it on the show. Like, I didn't want to talk beforehand about it. I wanted to hear about it on the show. So
yeah, I think, dude, so I got a question. You got to check this out. I bought about $60 worth of shirts.
What do you mean? Like t-shirts?
T-shirts.
Okay.
At Blade Show. I didn't really pack many shirts because I figure I'm just going to buy some shirts for different reasons. While we were packing up, I either put them in one of your bags or I left them at the show.
I think you left them at the show because I don't have them in my bags.
That's a bummer.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't totally unpacked but all the clothes I put in the big bag were all like dirty clothes that I wore. And like there was no clean clothes in there.
Yeah, I don't know if they got snuck into Parker's or if I just left them on a chair or something at the table, because I got to Brent's house. I was like, I got to do some laundry, dude, because I don't have any shirts. I was fucking bummed out.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah,
I mean, it wasn't It couldn't have been a Parker's because he only had a backpack.
Yeah. I don't know. Well,
I'll look again. I mean, I haven't busted that thing open. I'll
yeah.
look again and see. Maybe it's in a bag that I just didn't see or something. But seems weird. You would have put him in there.
Yeah. Oh, that was fuck. Yeah, maybe I'll save it for next week. I did something really fucking cool. But yeah, I'm a cliffhanger, everybody. I'll do
What?
some reels.
You're a
Yeah.
dick.
Yeah. I mean, it's fucking awesome. But you're not gonna know about it for a while.
Oh, is this like a Florida awesome thing, or is this like
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah. It's cool. It's good. It's really cool.
All right.
Yeah. But till next time, my friends.
All right. I will talk to you soon.
Yeah, I'm gonna get over this sickness and
yeah,
hopefully
you get well before you even come over here because I got shit
yeah.
to do. I got sand sharks to assemble. I am in full assembly mode right now. I want to have them. Jeff brings the parts by tomorrow for all the metal, the aluminum pieces. I have Parker coming over. We are going to just bang these together for the next 2 weeks and just hopefully definitely drop one, maybe some of drop two done before the end of the month. So that's the goal.
Nice. Yeah, I have to I'm feeling a little better right now, actually. I slept the entire fucking weekend, but on Friday, my wife and I are going out to Bodega Bay to
Nice.
celebrate our 22nd wedding anniversary on Saturday. We're going to be gone for the weekend.
Congrats.
So thank you. Yeah,
Congrats.
we're
She put up with you for that long?
she's crazy. It's crazy. She's got to be certified. So I'm looking forward to that time, Mrs. Echo Blades. So yeah, I will catch you sometimes next week.
All right. Another week without Jerid.
Yay.
Well,
right,
wear some fish flops while you're there.
Fuck, I forgot about the flops. There's so much to talk about. The fucking nice Croc stickers, all the fucking I'm a Disney princess. Like there was all kinds of good stuff.
All right, we're gonna
I'm
add
sure
that
we'll
to the
keep it going next
for
year.
next time.
Yep. All right, let's get out of here. I gotta go to bed.
All right, later.
And that's a wrap.